All right, let's go forward. We're going to get the Rider-Waite here, the vintage cards, and we're going to just do our 18 and see if we can figure out what it says together, and then we'll do the clarifying read. So I have no idea what it's going to be talking about this morning. Now, I had somebody on here asking about, is there going to be a raid on the White House and they're going to escape in the helicopters? And, look, I don't read on conspiracy theories here, okay? Don't go down those rabbit holes because no, no. I don't know where people come up with these things, but yeah. But no. There's no escaping in the helicopters. There's no raid on the White House. There's no, oh, mercy. People get so wrapped up in these storylines of, drama and conspiracy and, yeah. But I don't engage in those. Okay, so let's see what we have underneath the surface. It's what's fueling this is about restrictions. Restrictions, mental restrictions, the craziness, okay? What's being held on to, the craziness, the mental restrictions. So this looks like potentially this is a reading about Trumpenstein's, mental cognition, which is, things are getting worse with him every day, okay? More unhinged. But let's see, the reading's about the strength of what's being worked on when it comes to evidence, things that we're holding on to, knowledge, the particulars of what's taking place daily, okay? The strength of what we know. So the energy with this are the choices being made in life when it comes to the things that he continues to try to hide, okay? And the things he tries to restrict when it comes to compassion, etc., in democracy, okay? The evidence of democracy, the strength of the choices being made, what's being worked on to again, dampen down, to keep the lid, no compassion, no love. And of course, it's about the White House, okay? The actions from the White House. When it comes to the past, what's being offered, the children, etc., across the world, what's going on. Now, part of this, the lack of compassion, what's being worked on. The other day, I saw the thing about Bill Gates, that he's giving money and things because of what he's doing with the world situation, of just cutting off aid to Africa, etc., when it comes to food and medical and all of that. And Bill Gates is stepping up to be giving some money. He said he doesn't want to die with all his wealth. He wants to use it for something good. He said now he can't, pick up the whole of it, what's going on, but he's doing what he can, working on that when it comes to compassion and to giving, to aid those people. So the challenge is the families and what's coming for the long term and looking deeper, okay, investigating, looking deeper potential outcome, what's hidden. Okay, let's see what's hidden. An agreement. Agreement. About building, what's being built. When it comes to humanity. Okay. Extra information, the concern. A lot of mental concerns, sleepless nights with his fishtails, his lies, his drama, versus genuine Christianity. And just, you know, the mental difficulties that's weighing down on people, weighing down on the administration. You know, things are coming to a culmination, okay? It's coming to the high point about the concern about the lies, and also about, you know, genuine spirituality being dampened, being with the restrictions and things that Trumpenstein is doing, okay? His lies, his spin, his drama, a lot of concern with a lot of people, and seeing all of these truths coming to just lay him out, okay? Because again, underneath of it is the restrictions from his insanity that he continues to hold to. People are trying to share something of health about the burden, and again, the cup, the emotions overflowing when it comes to people being able to hold on to their power with this drama that he's doing, the restrictions he's putting on and trying to get away with when it comes to things overseas, and his dark drama. And all of that is being judged. Okay? Now, when it comes to the wealthy, where it's moving forward to is what is being offered. Okay? What's being blocked. When it comes to a victory and endings. Okay? Endings. To his dark government. But then again, we have the new Pope, which will bring in some restrictions, okay, pushback against his administration for the things that he's doing, okay? So let's go ahead and break down the reading. The foundation is evidence when it comes to democracy across the world, looking deeper when it comes to humanity. What's being built, what's being worked on, is this lid when it comes to compassion from the past and the children and the long term, what's being built. Above it, the strength of the choices being made by the White House when it comes to family, and underneath of it all, there is an agreement by people as to what's taking place. So the center of it, we have the past and we have the children. And this lid on the compassion when it comes to the long term. And when it comes to, again, the children and things, democracy is worried and caring about families. Democracy cares about families. And we're looking at his choices, Trump's choices being made. They're being investigated when it comes to the White House and his dealings with children and past across the world. Okay? When it comes to the lid on compassion, we're looking at what he's working on when it comes to this, the strength of the world, the evidence against the White House, and the choices being made when it comes to democracy, and his just, no compassion, no nothing, trying to keep the lid on that. When it comes to the long term, we're looking at what's being built. There is an agreement across the world. When it comes to the long term, what the White House is doing to humanity and families, and looking deeper into what is taking place. So let's go ahead and ruffle shuffle, and we'll get the clarifying read and see what it says. So it just looks at the things that he's doing, this lack of compassion, and the things that he's doing to hurt families, not only here, but across the world, what he's doing. And a lot of the concern about that, again, with the new Pope, has a lot of concern about it, and is pushing back on he and J.D. Vance and what they've been saying. Okay? And the Pope before this was saying, you're not a Christian. If you're doing these things, you're not a Christian. Well, this has got Magatonians, losing their minds to say you're not Christian if you are, lacking in compassion and you're hate-fueled. They don't like that. Oh, well. Truth hurts, doesn't it? But yeah, we don't want those woke popes that actually follow the teachings of Christ. We don't want that. We want the ones that worship the golden calf and put that on the pedestal, because that's what we're about. We want those prosperity churches. That's what we're into. Oh, Lord. So let's go ahead and see. What's at the center of it is things up in the air. A lot of different subjects, a lot of different things being dealt with when it comes to Trumpenstein and the whole scenario and where this is moving to. What is the direction? Where is this going? Okay? When it comes to the children, when it comes to the past, when it comes to what's being given out. And again, the cups are the emotional things. What's flowering emotionally when it comes to what is happening now. So we have messages about actions when it comes to so many things that are up in the air. And the heartbreak, the pain, mental pain, physical pain that is being felt when it comes to him dealing with families and children and the drama that he's doing. And this pushback, this mentally, this guy doesn't care, okay? He doesn't care. He's not engaged. Mentally he's not engaged in the pain of people. Okay? When it comes to the action, he's just like, action when it comes to the pain of the people, he doesn't care. Okay? Not my problem. Not my problem, basically. So we have this new information coming out. Okay? The truth about his messages of action, about what's being offered. And what he's offering is a lot of pain and the burden of his just not caring. Okay? The burden of all the things up in the air when it comes to his lack of mental acuity, when it comes to the pain he's offering to families, to children across the world. Okay? So here we have the caring, the sharing of health. The caring and sharing of health, and in his world, the end of that. Okay? He doesn't care. The author of death, pain. Okay? Because he just doesn't engage it. Mentally, he's got no compassion. He is a psychopath. A narcissistic psychopath that's got no awareness of empathy or compassion for anyone else other than himself. So when it comes to sharing, we want a victory when it comes to sharing for health, information, actions, messages about actions going forward. When it comes to, again, him blocked, not taking any information, and mentally he just is no. Death cycle, pain, no clue. So we have above it shedding the light on the burden of all the things up in the air that he just doesn't engage in. Okay? So the one side, we have this wanting a victory to share health-wise, moving forward, new information coming out, messages about actions. And on the other side, we have him offering up the pain, the mental pain, the physical pain to children, to people about deaths, and just blocking it and doesn't care. Okay? His inhumanity. He just is distanced from it. He's got no clue about light. Okay? And his messages he puts out, the toxicity and the tower moments that he is causing with people out in the cold, okay? Because he's got no spirituality. He does not care, okay? Does not care. So we have the new Pope in, which is just the opposite of Trumpenstein and the Magatonians, okay? He's talking about true Christianity, about being there to aid those that need help, having compassion, having love, having empathy, okay? Caring for humanity, coming together as one species across the planet. And this has got the Magatonians absolutely in an uproar. And again, Trump, in his delusion and his madness, he cares about one and one only, himself, and how he can profit. And he doesn't care who dies along the way. He doesn't care who starves. He has absolutely no compassion, no empathy whatsoever. His mind, again, is repressed. It doesn't take in anything of that nature. He has not one iota of compassion, empathy, or care for anybody else other than himself. What does it profit a man if he gains the world and loses his soul? He lost his soul a long time ago, okay? And, this fool has even said he rules America and he rules the world, okay? He is so delusional. So we just have to, again, the other reading today, maintain your health, have gratitude, shed light, shed love, continue to bring the message of Christ forward. If you are a Christian or a Buddhist, compassion, empathy for the world, all of those things, no matter what your religious persuasion is or your spirituality, it's about maintaining positivity and opening doors rather than closing them. Okay, so on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.